Hi and welcome to day 8 of 101 Days of Winter. Today I'm going to talk about my pain. And don't worry, I'm not going to talk about my emotional angst or anything like that. I'm going to talk about my back pain. The last, I'd say about a touch over a week, I've been having intense lower back pain. And it's really weird because it seems to me, which I don't know if it's going to be accurate or not, that my bed is causing it, or going to sleep is causing it, which is weird. I don't know what I'm doing differently to cause the lower back pain. Usually I have bad neck pain, because I've slept on my neck funny, but it seems that I'm sleeping weirdly or differently, or maybe something's just gone wrong, where now, every time I kind of wake up around about 3 or 4 a.m., my back is in intense pain. I have to kind of stretch it out, which doesn't always work. Sometimes I put a heat pack on it, and it's incredibly weird, and it's causing me a lot of discomfort. Like, I'm very sore at the moment, and it's confusing me because I don't know what's causing it. I guess that's it for the pain crap. I should show you today's shirt. This is today's shirt. It's What Would John Locke Do? Nice Lost shirt. I was a very big Lost fan. I'm now going to put my jumper on because it's a touch cold. So the rest of the video will be in my jumper. Now I'm going to take the opportunity to talk about the Xbox One. Specifically the DRM. Now tomorrow and the next day I'll probably talk about Kinect and the blocking of used games, but for the moment I'm just going to talk about DRM. Now DRM was brought in on PC games to ensure that your copy was legit. Now the funny part of that is, piracy, where there's a will, there's a way. One of the first things that happens when somebody pirates the game and takes it and makes it available to free for everybody is they remove DRM. So people who pirate the game get the better version of the game. Now this is single player only, because most of the time the DRM in a multiplayer game will remove access to said multiplayer and certain online features. But the single player stays the way it's supposed to. Now, to me, the people who then buy the game, they're the ones getting dicked. They're the ones that have to basically bear the burden of DRM because developers are so scared of so many things. Piracy, used games. They're worried about their bottom dollar. Now, let's specifically in EA's example. EA makes so much more money than most other developers, yet they're worried about more money. The fact that the people who buy the game, who support the developer, get screwed the most is a telling argument on why DRM doesn't work. It never has and it never will. It's basically going to push people away. Now, DRM on a console is going to push people away. Because people usually get consoles because they don't want the PC rig. I was exactly the same. Until I got a PC gaming rig, I was always consoles. Because it was the cheaper way to play games. Now, if you're basically taking the worst parts of PC gaming and putting it on a console, why should people buy your console? The games? The games aren't going to make that much of a difference. You could have the best games in the world. People don't like DRM. Never have. You're screwing them. You're requiring them to be on the internet for a single-player campaign. That's not good business. And I don't need to tell you, I'm a massive Xbox fanboy. I'm a Nintendo fanboy as well. But I've had every Xbox. They've been my favourite consoles of those two generations. I really did like the GameCube, but the Xbox beat it with a lot of very good games. So for me to just flat out say I'm not going to get an Xbox One because of the 3 issues, That's a big call because those 3 issues are very important. But if Sony follows suit, I won't get a Sony. But if Sony don't follow suit, and allegedly they have been on the fence about whether to implement DRM or not, and a lot of people have said don't do it, and I think they might be listening. If Sony do implement DRM, I won't get a PS4. Now, I only got a PS3 to pretty much play the infamous Uncharted series. So I've got no beefs with dropping them at all. It'll just be, oh well, know that. Now I have a Wii U, and I've given Wii U a lot of crap for having no games. But I know those games will come. Oh yes, they will come. But if they really want to screw basically console players, they will learn that the core won't pay for it. The core don't want TV. The core don't want sport. They want a proper gaming experience, and you're not giving it to them. You're denying them basically that right on your console. And the problem with Microsoft at the moment is I think they really believe the core doesn't care. The core will buy it anyway. The hubris. So there's the choice you kind of have to make. I know I'm not getting the Xbox One. They lost me at that reveal. There were 3 things that were rumoured to happen that really didn't need to happen if I was going to buy the console. So today's movie is Battle Royale. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a Japanese film. Now there's going to be a few Japanese films on this list. Battle Royale is probably, if you haven't seen it, it's probably best described as Japanese Hunger Games. Now this came out a long time before Hunger Games, and even before the Hunger Game books were written. And it's definitely a lot more graphic than, I'm assuming, the Hunger Games movie is. I don't know about the books because I haven't read the books and I haven't watched the movies. But Battle Royale was probably one of the first Japanese films I had ever seen. And it had everything. It had the really graphic violence, which I do like. Doesn't have to be in every film, but it's usually entertaining to watch. It had a very good story and very good premise. The acting, from a lot of teenagers into early 20s, depending on how they were cast, to Takeshi himself. If you don't know who Takeshi is, look up Takeshi Castle. You would have had to have seen Takeshi's Castle at some point. Every actor put in a very good performance. The script was phenomenal. Everything about that movie, it had everything. It had a bit of everything. And I remember seeing it for the first time, and after that I was like, holy crap, this is a very good film. So if you can handle subtitles, because I know people who can't, and to be honest, when it comes to anime, I do prefer a dub over a sub, depending on who's voice acting, because some of them are just horrible. If you can handle subtitles, I thoroughly suggest you go see Battle Royale. It's out on a Blu-ray now, so it's very good. The visual quality is pretty good. It's still an older film, but for the most part. Haven't actually watched the sequel, but from all reports it was not as good, so I just was like, yeah, I'll stick with just the first one. But that's today's movie, Battle Royale. I suggest you check it out. So, that's it from me. I hope you have a good day. And just like day one, I have to go to the bathroom.